My major is interior design, and I think, well, I have a lot of work like inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. I do a lot of drawing and like a lot of hands-on, like not building necessarily, but like a lot of like painting and like work with ink. And right now we're building a Japanese pavilion, and we're having to transform it in all different colors, and we're doing it in 2D and in 3D. I probably spend about 6 to 10 hours in the studio a week working on my projects, and I'm currently in a space and color class, so I have to deal with a lot of grayscales and color scales, and my first project is due 2 weeks after spring break, so once I get back from spring break I will be very busy, probably spending like 15 hours in the studio a week. Well, coming into college, I've had to meet a lot of new friends since I didn't come in with a lot of friends from my high school. So I live in Colby, and I have to deal with like balancing my time and all my money and what I spend just to keep everything, like not go over my budget and everything, because it's very limited and it's very hard. I enjoy living in a dorm, but it is hard having to have a roommate 24/7 and using community bathrooms. If I were to change one thing about freshman year so far, I probably would have gotten more involved first semester and joined more clubs and organizations that appealed to my interests, more than just a sorority. More like my interests such as like club teams or like cooking classes.
College hasn't been a real big transition for me because I live in Fort Worth and I went to school like 2 minutes away. And my parents are here, so they're always here when I need them. I go home pretty often, like 2 times a week at least. Sometimes I'll spend the night at home. Sometimes I spend the night at home when I have big tests, so I can study there in a quiet area and sleep in my own bed. It's been pretty easy for me to balance out my academics and social life because I'm not involved in much, but I am involved in a sorority, but that requires at least 1 meeting a week and on special occasions more.
Well, I'm involved in the end. Recently this semester I got more involved. Typically we only have meetings once a week, but I talked to one of my friends and I was like, hey, like, if you ever need help with any of the marketing stuff, like let me know and I would be more than willing to help. So she's helped me get more involved, and I help her on Mondays and Wednesdays and after shows and stuff, doing more of our marketing and our social media and putting the signs, the yard signs you see all around campus. We put those out, so it's more of a time commitment now, but it's manageable. It's only like 30 minutes or something. In terms of studying, I usually go to the student activities pit or the library or union grounds and just kind of stay there as long as I need to. Which sometimes is an hour, sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes it's 4, like it just kind of depends on my workload. One of the main differences I noticed from last year to this year, high school to college, was how much free time you have and how important it is to manage your time. I know like it's definitely a lot harder because classes aren't back to back sometimes, or you have to remember to eat, or you have to remember to shower, or you have to like plan everything around studying and everything around actually getting some sleep, and you just have to like manage everything. So like I try and write out everything I do and just like have a visual, I'm a visual learner, so having everything out helps a lot, and it's just very different trying to manage your time and how much you need to study for something or whatever you need to do. I'm a communications major, so it's not as rigorous as some other majors are, but it's not as lenient as I feel some other majors can be. I'm only in one communication class right now, and it's pretty good. I love my teacher. The tests are definitely difficult, but I'm managing that. In terms of like studying outside of class, it's mainly like we take notes in class and he goes over everything, and like the notes are he gives us notes, like fill in the blank notes, so it's very not self-explanatory, but if you go to class, like you kind of know what's going on, so like reviewing outside is important, I feel like, in studying for the tests. There's reading to do outside of the class, but other than that, we kind of communicate day to day anyway, so I feel like I'm using my major every day no matter what. I would definitely get a planner and write everything down. I feel like that helps me stay organized. I know people that don't have planners and I don't understand how they live their lives. Definitely stay on top of everything, don't fall behind, and join as many clubs or get as involved as you want and as you can, because that's where I met all of my friends, all of my really good friends. I spent 8 hours in the pit yesterday with all of them, just studying and hanging out and just enjoying each other's company. It was great. Yeah, that's probably my biggest, would just be stay organized, stay on top of everything, and get as involved as you can.